You must be wondering what happens when a fluid kung fu master meets with the flashy kicks of a Taekwondo national team member. Well, you're in luck because you'll find it out through the action and analysis of the fight, as well as a little plot twist at the end. The fight took place in 2013 under the lights of the Wu Lin Feng competition, which at that time was one of the longest martial arts programs in China. Just because he is also from China, Yilong didn't give space to critics to characterize another of his victories as a fluke. So he did his best not to leave anything in the hands of the judges. He came to show which martial art was more dominant against the Korean Taekwondo black belt, Young Jin Min. Round 1. Two Asian fighters came face-to-face under kickboxing rules, and it was a question of who would adapt their style better when the fight started. Already after 8 seconds, Young Jin Min found himself on the floor, after Yilong caught his middle kick and swept him off his feet. This kick is called Dollyeo Chagi in Taekwondo terms. In the next contact, Young made distance with a jab-cross combination and then used the space to show his kicking experience. Fortunately for Long, his hands were high, so the tornado kick remained only a threat. It was time for his attack, and with one low kick, he sent the Korean to the floor again, who at that very moment threw another middle kick and got caught off balance. It took only 30 seconds of the fight for Long to realize how easily he could take down a Taekwondo fighter. Accordingly, he went to sweep him again, but Jin Min also did his calculations and cut off the Chinese attack with another middle kick. However, that kick was just a trick, followed by a high kick with the other leg. The scissor kick, also known as Kawi Chagi, rang through the arena, and this time, Yi found himself on the ground, not knowing what hit him. But he got up immediately, and the Korean realized that he would have to work much harder to knock the hard head unconscious. He was nowhere near shaken, which didn't stop the referee from counting to 9. It's questionable how he didn't immediately realize that Yi was ready to continue the fight. In the sequel, Young tries to demonstrate another Taekwondo weapon, the spinning back kick, or in his language, Dollyeo Chagi. His intention was great, but the thing about this kick is that if it is not done properly, the performer can very easily be thrown off balance. And that's exactly what happened. Yi took advantage with another sweep while the Korean was in the air. Young went on to send a multi-kick attack, attempting a high kick and a knee to the body, or Murup Chigi. But his shots could do nothing immovable to the immovable wall of China, who was just waiting to throw him off balance. The Korean desperately tried various kicks to hit Yi, who was out of range, or absorb them as if they were nothing. Young had to settle with 2 hard low kicks, and knowing Longo's pain tolerance, he didn't even feel them. But that's why he found a way to approach his opponent and stab him with one knee to the abdomen. After the referee separated them, another one of Young's spinning back kicks was punished by Lee. The timing of the Chinese fighter while intercepting the attack was pitch perfect. Long did a great feint by pretending to attack, which Young tried to stop with another spinning kick but missed the body of Long. The Korean decided to continue the attack with another middle kick that was caught, and as punishment, he ate a right cross and spilled on the canvas. At this point, the Taekwondo fighter spent more time on his back than in an upright position. Young realized that it would be difficult to harm the kung fu master with his feet, so he decided to introduce techniques with his hands. He tried a spinning back fist, but by the time he managed to turn around, Yi had already cut him on the legs, bringing him to his knees. Now both tried to threaten with kicks. Yi threw one and Jin Min 2, and looking at the speed and technique of both, it was evident who spent more time drilling kicks. However, none of the shots they threw hit the target. Yi sent the Taekwondo fighter to the ground with another, let's call it, sweep attempt. However, it is questionable how legal this was. This was not like the other sweeps in the fight, but a sharp calf kick. Let's remember that this was a fight according to kickboxing rules, where kicks like this are not allowed. Obviously, the Korean's calf was hurt because he took a few seconds to get up, but he did not use up the entire Taekwondo arsenal. There was still something new left to show. As before, Yi continued to press forward, which his opponent used to stop his attack with a side kick, aka Yep Chagi. The shot was enough to push Long back, throwing him off balance. Yi masked the heavy low kick with a flicking jab, and the Korean caught him with a not very technically correct front hook. It was another blow that Long didn't even feel. His relentless sweeps brought Jin Min down again as the bell sounded for the end of the round. Before we get into the second round, we'd appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it so far. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel in order to support us in bringing you more of these kinds of in-depth fight analyses. Thank you, and let's continue with the fight. Round 2. They opened the second round in the same way as the first, with an unsuccessful middle kick and the Korean on the ground. Jin never managed to hit the target with his flashy kicks, and he would fall easily every time Long moved forward with his own. But the first time Yi failed to take him down with a low kick in the second round, Young remembered that he could also use his hands. He fought back with a good couple of hooks, stayed on his feet after another low kick, but fell after throwing a high kick. It was obvious that Jin was struggling to stay on his feet and keep his balance. At this point, he was not only falling after Yi's kicks, but also when he sent his own. We can't blame him. His legs took a beating in the first round. Young now began to rely solely on punches where he had much more success. This is quite ironic considering that Taekwondo mainly consists of various foot techniques in which Young has a 7th Dan black belt. But he failed to channel his inner Mike Tyson. In order to hit Long with his fists, he needed to get in close range, but he was punished with a couple of knees to the body and a solid jab. Young's desperate attempts continued, and he stopped picking techniques. He simply threw whatever came to mind first. Unfortunately, that led him to the place where he spent much of the fight, with his back on the ground. When he stood up for the umpteenth time, Long decided to launch a final attack. Mixing fists and leg kicks, he destroyed the front leg of the Korean and sent him to the canvas. This time, Young Jin Min stayed on the ground, and the referee waved it off. What happened? The self-proclaimed Shaolin Kung Fu monk triumphed at the end of the fight with nothing but simple techniques. So what exactly happened there? Long knew that if he gave Jin Min space, he would relentlessly throw variations of kicks from all sides. One would eventually catch him and knock him out. All he had to do was close the distance where the Korean could not use his most trained weapons. He did this by pressing forward and attacking his legs, which could not withstand the punishment until the end. On the other hand, whenever Jin Min tried to perform his attacks, he was caught off balance and thrown to the floor. The moment Young started throwing punches, it was clear that his legs weren't working as well as at the beginning. He started to shorten the distance himself, and Long used this very well to completely destroy the last signs of endurance in his legs. Fun fact, Taekwondo legs are not used to low kicks, and therefore do not have the pain tolerance that, for example, kickboxers and Muay Thai fighters have. This must have been a painful experience for Young, and if you add in the accidental blows to the calf, it's impressive that he managed to stand at all. Kung Fu masters normally function well in close range, unlike Taekwondo masters who need space. But this story also has a plot twist. Yi Long is not only limited to Kung Fu, but also has solid kickboxing skills, which is why the rules of the fight were just to his liking. However, it turned out that Yi Long didn't have to use Kung Fu at all to beat the South Korean Taekwondo master. What did you think of this matchup between Kung Fu and Taekwondo? Was the outcome as you expected? Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know which clash of styles you'd like us to analyze next. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and we appreciate your support of this channel. See you in the next video.